Together with our differences, together we are bolder, braver, stronger.
Once you begin to think big, old limitations no longer fit comfortably. Certain conversations and environment no longer offer fulfillment. And that's because exposure changes perspective. Welcome to Holding Conversations, the space where we use conversations to turn life's transitions into lessons for growth. Growth changes your tolerance for distractions, unsolicited opinion, or mediocrity. Once you cut off unnecessary distractions and declutter your mind, you easily stop romanticizing dysfunction or feeding into environments that no longer align with your clarity. And this can be a bit uncomfortable for some because the redefined you is realizing you can no longer think the way you used to. Small thinking becomes emotionally draining. You can't stand conversations with no depth or people with negative or fear-driven mindsets. You start noticing how much energy small thinking consumes because micro thinking keeps people trapped in survival mode, insecurity, comparison, and short-term vision, while expanded thinking creates clarity, discipline, strategy, and long-term perspective. Now, don't be fooled. This path can sometimes feel isolating. Once your mindset evolves, you naturally begin to separate from environments that no longer challenges how you think. And this is not from pride or ego, but from self-awareness. You start protecting your mind differently, your time differently, and your focus differently. And sometimes people become uncomfortable with you when you stop participating in small thinking with them. And that's because your expansion reminds them of their stagnation. Thinking big is not arrogance. A lot of people were taught to reduce themselves to appear humble. So the moment they start thinking bigger, dreaming bigger, or moving differently, they begin to feel guilty. Leadership begins with mental expansion before visible results will ever appear. So wanting more discipline, more clarity, more impact, and more purpose is not arrogance, that's maturity. Now let's bring this home. Not everybody will understand this, and that's okay. Because some people only feel comfortable with a smaller version of you. The more accessible you, the less intentional you, the less disciplined you. But growth requires protection. Protect what's expanding inside of you. Protect your thinking. Protect your environment. Protect your focus. Once your mind expands, you can't afford to keep feeding it limitations or distractions. Now here's my call to action. Maybe that discomfort you feel lately is not confusion. Maybe it's expansion. So find environments that challenge your growth. Protect your peace. Sit with yourself. Create more. Think deeper. Now share with someone who's evolving mentally, emotionally, and professionally. And then subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep holding space for growth, for grace, and for greatness.
Together with our differences, together we are bolder, braver, stronger.